You're tuned in to the Nerd Network podcast.
Welcome to another episode. I'm your host, Marcy. I'm here with Rick and Julian. Y'all remember Julian?
I'm back.
You remember Ric Flair over here?
Hello.
Yo.
All right. We are back with a movie review. Saw one of the best Marvel movies ever made. I'm sorry, Sony movies ever made. Madam Web. Right at the theater.
Oh, yeah, that was damn 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
All right, everyone knows I'm a big Spider-Man fan, okay? I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I didn't know what to expect watching Madam Web. How do I rate this movie from 1 out of 10?
You don't?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's bad. It's bad.
It's
not.
not good at all.
I definitely give props for them to try something new, but then totally missing the target. I don't even know what the target was. Who was the target audience for this movie? It wasn't for comic book people.
No.
And it wasn't like for...
Yeah, who is this movie made for?
It wasn't really even a superhero movie.
No, it was a babysitting movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to give spoilers, right?
No, we're going to talk spoilers. I don't care.
I mean, I'm just telling you right now, don't waste your money seeing this. It's horrible.
Even as a Spider-Man fan, it was not fun.
No,
not fun.
No, it dragged on for so long. The freaking
Dialogue was so bad.
From the beginning, though, from the get-go, the dialogue. I'm just looking around like, anybody else hearing this? Like, so phony, so lazy. Like, I don't know, man. That
It felt purposeful, though. Like, I feel like they did that on purpose.
you had to have.
I don't
It
understand.
can't be that bad
Oh,
on accident.
So we'll go through the movie little by little.
yeah.
So basically, so we're just talking about, if you've seen the trailer, you kind of know what the movie's about. You know, it's about this Madam Web woman
Yeah.
who eventually saves 3 soon in the future Spider Women, and then there's a guy trying to kill the Spider Women before they become Spider Women in the future.
But see, that trailer, misleading. Because when I saw that trailer, I thought we were going to get, like, the girls that have their powers.
Oh, I know.
This
Yeah.
was just like, oh, we'll show you a quick scene in the future, but the rest of it, they don't have nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Bro, I'm just-
So for a superhero movie, there was no superhero stuff.
nothing.
Besides a bad guy who had some superhero powers, and then had no real Spider-Man-esque powers that we're all used to seeing. No web shooting. He can climb on walls, and
Guy on the ceiling.
yeah, guy in ceiling. He had a venomous touch, poison. I don't know. It was really weird. So let's talk about what the cast. So the cast alone.
Yeah.
I forgot all the girls' names, unfortunately, but I just remember the main actress, which is Dakota Johnson. You guys,
Sweetie.
yeah, but Dakota Johnson, she's the main
She's the main.
actress. in
She
the movie.
is the Madam Web.
She is Madam Web. Right off the bat, Madam Web's supposed to be this old woman here, blind, stuck to this little chair thing that she has, squiggly little legs things. I don't even know how to describe it.
Why these people look like Reptar, though?
That's funny.
Just noticed
But I
that.
mean, if you watch the Fox 90s cartoon, this is what we're all used to.
Yeah, this is who Madam Web is.
Yes.
What we got in the movie is like a young version.
And which I guess is supposed to be the origin as we watch the movie. Who asked for this movie? Who wanted to see this movie?
When, like I was saying, when they announced the list of Spider-Man projects or whatever that Sony was going to develop,
Yeah.
it sounded interesting. I was very curious. How are they going to take this obscure character from a 90s cartoon and make a whole movie off of it?
Yeah. I mean, she is in comics, but no one knows anything about this person.
No.
And obviously us as growing up, we've seen the cartoon and we used to seeing this character right here be a mystical time traveling in and out different dimension being
Yeah.
and helping Spider-Man and like.
But that's like what she primarily did, was just help Spider-Man. I mean, it wasn't like she was stopping Thanos or anybody.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like that. She was just kind of like a mentor to Spider-Man.
And I just know I never cared about seeing her origin ever in the cartoon or fast forward to live action.
No.
So the cast, we all know it's just eye candy the whole time. Unfortunately, these people probably could really act. It's just the script was bad. Last week we went over why I think movies are good for the 5 different checklists that I hit. Julian, you weren't here for that. But again, the movie has to be good if it has a good plot, good acting, good sound, good cinematography. What was the other one, Rick? Good graphics. Good graphics. So I'm going to hit that a little bit. The graphics were actually not too bad, though.
In spots, it was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this is the worst CGI I've ever seen.
That's not saying
Nah,
this,
bro.
No, I'm just going down my
when the
list.
dude was hopping in the trees, Karen,
But that wasn't CGI. That wasn't CGI.
that was graphics.
That wasn't graphics. Basically, they filmed the guy jumping around tree to tree, which just looked dumb. So that would go into cinematography, and which was dumb. But there was also some good parts with the cinematography too. For a Spider-Man-esque type thing, we just saw some different camera angles I didn't really see before.
There were a couple of camera angles that.
But obviously, that
good.
doesn't save a movie.
Yeah.
But I'm just going down my list of but the story was bad, acting was bad.
Dialogue was horrible.
Dialogue was trash.
It's trash.
The main villain wasn't even his lips weren't even moving. It's like they dubbed his.
They dubbed him.
He must have messed up his dialogue.
He was a horrible actor.
And then they must have re-recorded it in the studio and dubbed it over.
So
But they didn't even
bad.
try to make it look like he was actually talking.
They covered
Not at all.
they showed back of his head so much.
Yep. And in the moments that he was supposed to, there was him talking.
It wasn't matching up.
Nothing was matching
No,
up.
it was
His
thrown
mouth
off.
wasn't even moving.
It is crazy that his speech sounded so much clearer than anyone else talking, like they did record it in the
Yeah.
studio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It sounded like he was in another room talking.
And that's
Yeah.
another thing. The audio mixing was just garbage in some places. When the girls were coming out the wood and going to the diner, they had some music going on in the background, but it was really faint. And it's just like, is it supposed to be loud?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then it turned up, and I was just like, that's so weird. Why?
I thought there was going to be like a montage
Yeah.
or something, and nothing happened.
Bro, but that happened so many times in this movie, and that's
Yeah.
just.
So again, story was bad, the sound was bad,
Dialogue.
the dialogue's bad, the
Horrible.
graphics were okay, but that doesn't save a movie.
No. The
Cinematography
action
was okay.
The action, bad.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. The action did not make sense. No, the end fight scene wasn't even a fight scene. And again, we were misled thinking that eventually these girls would get powers and maybe fight. I kind of knew from the trailer there were flashbacks, but I was hoping they would get powers and see them use them.
Yeah, they never explained that. Do they get bitten by the spider?
I don't know their origin, unfortunately.
They don't talk about anything. The dude, the villain's like, oh, I had a dream that these girls are going to kill me, so I have to kill them while they're young.
Yeah. So
Before they get powers, and he kept talking about powers, but they never explained
his powers at all.
his powers?
Yeah.
Or their powers.
Yeah.
Nothing was explained.
Yeah. Their costumes were on point except for the masks and the stupid.
No, I'm
eye.
sorry,
They
bro.
look like Halloween costumes.
The costumes were dog water, bro.
But they're very
This
they do match the
Trash.
comics what they look like.
I would say that the what was she, redheaded? Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah.
Her costume looked probably the best out of all of
very.
out of all
They're
of them.
very comic book accurate, but
Bro.
comic book accurate to real life did not look good.
It was CW quality.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, didn't the camera angle or the camera style that they used for the flashbacks was kind of weird. It was like blurry.
Yeah.
They were trying to make it look like a flashback thing, but
blurry
it just,
around the edges, and
you can just tell they try to cheap that part out. I don't know. But Sony, I don't know what they were thinking, and I don't know what their goal was. I know they're trying to create a Spider-Man universe.
they should stop.
I mean, Morbius was not that good. Morbius was better, which is crazy.
That's the thing. Morbius was better.
Yeah, I
didn't see that one.
Yeah, well, it's okay.
You're not
I mean,
missing much, bro.
it's okay.
I'm telling you,
I don't think it's horrible.
Sony should stop. Just give the rights back to Marvel. I mean,
But the thing about it, Sony can do good stuff.
like what?
Enter the Spider-Verse.
Okay. Yeah, they're
But I don't
animated.
know-
They're animated.
But I don't know
yes.
why that can't translate into live action.
Different writers, bro. I think the guy who did this one also did Morbius, Venom, all those other movies.
I think that's true.
And those all suck too.
Oh, they
so
all suck.
It's just
Who's
like,
watching Venom, by the way? I'm surprised. And we're getting a third one. But, so, do you think there's any possible way to have saved this movie?
yeah,
Because I think the story...
by slapping the person who pitched the idea. That's the only way to save
I
this.
mean, for a Madam Web origin, they could have made it cool. They could have been more magic and interdimension type stuff. Because we don't really get those in movies too much, besides the multiverse stuff.
Yeah. I will say, the way that they handled, like, the different... What her seeing the future,
The
her
flashback type stuff.
clairvoyant
Yeah.
powers was pretty cool. Because it wasn't obvious, you're
Yeah.
thinking one thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, no, I'm back
Yeah.
here, and that was good. I will give it some credit towards that.
Yeah. They made you feel like this was happening for real, and then
Yeah.
nope.
Fake you out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those fake outs are really well done. And it's kind of hard to do that, especially movies have done that so much over time when it goes to movies like that.
yeah,
So they did a pretty good job on that.
yeah.
Sitting in the theater, I was talking to Julian. I was like, man, this would be way better if it was a scarier movie. If it was like a scary movie, superhero movie. Because, I mean, when he's popped up and you see the flashbacks, like, oh, no, this dude's coming to kill them.
Yeah,
I feel like they did try to make that an urgency where, like, oh, he's coming to kill us. We got to act fast, which the urgency was good. I did like her flashbacks in the beginning where she was trying to, like, I guess you call them, I don't call them flashbacks.
it was
her
time. I mean, was it time?
her premonitions.
Premonitions.
Her
Yeah.
premonitions
Yeah.
that would happen to her
Yeah.
were done really well. We're like, you kind of felt her, and then like her acting in the beginning was okay when it came to the premonition stuff and like the guy dying and whatnot. I kind of felt that a little bit, and that was really well done. Then it just,
I think she knew what kind of movie she was in, so she just played into it.
yeah, which is fine.
So, yeah.
I don't think that she's that good of an actress.
No, I don't like she's that good
Is
of an
she not?
actress.
I've never really seen her in anything else.
The whole time.
50 Shades of Grey, Peanut Butter Falcon, The Bad Times at the Royale. I forgot what that movie's called.
Oh, she's in that?
Yeah.
It's been a while
She's the
since
one
I've
who's trying to
seen
save her sister.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
To me, it just felt like she was bored throughout the whole thing. The emotions were, I mean, she was just very dry and very stiff.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know, man. I just,
Yeah. Well,
none of them were convincing to me
Oh, no, not
at
at all.
all.
Yeah. I don't know. Sony, you guys tried. You tried to think outside the box, and you blew it. You blew it.
You blew it. You blew your
And,
load.
and that's fine. I want to see more outside the box stuff, but like, how did you not make it good? I don't want to know what the budget was. I don't even want to think about the budget and how much money they're going to lose on this movie. And it's crazy because they can do a really good job. They could. Someone could. We could write a better cinematic universe for the Spider-Man universe. There's so much story to be told. There's so many bad guys, so many other like side characters you could bring in, and they just, I don't know, do it wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we still got Craven coming soon.
Pepsi done probably funded that movie for as much product placement there was in it.
But yeah, so we still got Craven coming out whenever that comes out, and
Who's directing that one?
I don't
Is it the
know,
same
but I
guy?
know people are excited about that movie.
Is that a Sony movie?
Yeah, people are excited about that. It doesn't matter. The cinematic Spider-Man universe they're trying to make is not going to happen Sony.
Nah.
I don't know, but that's our review. The movie's bad. Don't go.
Yeah, don't
I
go
won't
watch
even rate it. Just don't go see it.
Just don't go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Save your money.
Yeah, we're gonna boo the director and anyone at Sony who wanted to make that movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's all your fault. You let us down. All right, we're gonna end this movie review. It's definitely a thumbs down from all three of us. So, again, thanks for listening. We appreciate it. Stay tuned for more movie reviews. Quick little movie reviews here and there, but not a typical Nerd Network podcast episode. But we'll just see little quick movie reviews with us going forward. So, thanks for listening and watching. We're out of here. Peace.
Nerd Network Podcast. Please subscribe to our podcast.